characters you liked, but probably aren't big enough to be brought back. So we're not talking about your Mick Carters, we're not talking about your Max Brannons, we're talking about your Todds, we're talking about your Terrys, your TJ Jr. Johnny, come on, Ash, shit characters, come on, hit me.
I'm just laughing. It's you trying to be like, oh shit, characters. I mean, ones that are likely to happen, like Little Mo, perhaps. Like Big Mo could have been one before she was brought back. Probably going to see a lot on, as I've somewhat seen this thread, do see a bunch about Minty Peterson, who is obviously like that kind of lovable, goofy mechanic who had a thing for Sam Mitchell. That was always unrequited. Ted and Joyce Murray, I think one of them died. Miriam and Arshad Ahmed, Habiba, Ikra, all these fucking characters that you probably could be brought back, but characters you liked, you probably aren't big enough to be brought back. Most of the characters from the 80s, let's be real, like most of the characters from the 80s are never really going to get brought back, and were only ever brought back as a novelty for Dot. Because it's like, oh, bring back Lofty. Do you really want to see Lofty in 2024? Like, I'd take it. Like, I'd love to fucking catch up with him and see what he's been up to. But I'd rather see that like during a fucking like one episode rather than an entire fucking series.
So without further ado, let's begin. Characters again you'd like to, but probably aren't big enough to be brought back. For me, it's Belinda. Who's Belinda?
Peacock.
Probably.
I don't really know her that much.
And Buster. Lofty too, though I know he gets...
Buster being Mick and Dean's dad.
Though I know I
believe.
He gets brought back for the odd cameo and guest appearance.
Yeah, like he got brought back for all the Dot stuff.
I really like Minty. He's a character of the time, so I don't know if he'd really work now. Gary and Minty, a love story for the ages. Gary and Minty are endgame. I met Minty in a pub once. We really surreal, as he was just chilling at the table with a couple of mates. I recognised him. I did the double take thing, like where I thought for a split second I knew him. So I said hi, then realised he had no clue who I was. I'd only seen him through the telly. This was all a second thing, and he's probably more than used to it. Seems like a sound bloke. He was / is a regular in my local pub before I moved. He always seems very down to earth. Okay, lads. Okay, location, please. Location. Actually, don't.
Come on, dox him. Why not? Go on. Doing it anyways. Go on. Tell us where you live.
No balls.
I want to go on and go have a pint with Minty.
Who the fuck is Minty? Hold on. I need to fucking.
What do you mean? He looks a bit like a gorilla.
Can you send me an image?
He's bald and he's got grey hair. He's great. I could just send you the thumbnail over. Yeah, Minty was a mechanic who worked for Phil. And that was most of what he did. He worked as a mechanic. Mostly his scenes would be him and Gary Hobbs, who had this like really funny like duo partnership, and they just kind of shoot the shit. Where is Minty? There he is. He's an absolute lovable fucker. If he was in now, you'd say, I want to give him a hug.
Oh, that's Minty.
I want to have a pint and a hug with him.
Yeah, he definitely seems like a lad who had nothing after EastEnders, let's be honest. I don't mean to be a dick, but let's be fucking honest. Are you bringing him onto a TV show? No, you probably bring him onto like pub quiz of the year.
You bring him back like occasionally, but
yeah. Wasn't a converted church somewhere in Highgate? Why was it? Maybe Hampstead. And yes, definitely on Dirty Hume, but quite like Minty. Do I read this or do I just leave it? Like it's obviously on screen, but I don't know whether I can say it or not.
What?
It's the fucking village.
I mean, it's on screen anyways.
Highgate Village. He was a regular in the Angel and occasionally the Gatehouse. Wonder if it was a pub that used to be a church.
They really are fucking. Just skip it. Just skip. We don't need to fucking trace where Minty was.
Minty is the best. Better than Gary, in my opinion. He put up so much of himself as a sport friend.
I would describe Minty as the male equivalent of Heather. He lived a very simple life. he enjoyed a pint. He liked the football. He was a mechanic. He liked cars. He was Phil's mate. He was Gary's mate. He was just a bit. I think the issue of if you would ever bring back Minty, as much as we love him, he'd be fucking old at this point. And I think because I doubt they'd improve the character. Because I feel like he would have just kind of kept existing and not really changed anything about his life. It would just be sad. Oh, Minty, anything changed? I'm still a mechanic. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Gone on any holidays lately? No. Fucking... It is just a bit sad if he's just still the same person he was 14 years ago when he left.
Will never be over Fat Boy's death. He's not even dead in my head. He was accidentally trafficked by a car boot to a cooler country like Mexico or the Netherlands and works as a famous DJ. He sent a card after Dot died and thinks about her lots. He probably romanced some foreign women. Names his first daughter. It's canon because I said so. Dorothy. The fucking dinosaur from the Wiggles.
I'd fuck with this canon.
I don't
mind. I'm fine by me. I'll allow it.
I'll allow this canon, but I want to change one thing.
I believe it's at least somewhat real, because obviously there have been the Easter eggs, right? Yeah, there was a card at Dot's funeral, from Arthur, with a kiss. It's been teased that he is probably still alive. So I fuck with it. It sounds really wholesome.
Oh, I like this canon. Love Fat Boy. I agree. There's so many characters who fit this description, but when I'm asked on the spot, my mind goes blank. First that comes to mind is Zarzar Carter. Zarzar.
Yeah.
Darren Miller and Libby Fox. Hopefully I'm wrong about Libby, and if they eventually bring her back, extra points she with Darren. With how fantastic the Fox Truman family are right now, would be a waste to never get Libby back. Squiggle all day. Can't remember what her last storyline was about. Probably involved going to college. I feel like Libby was studying at Oxford for about a decade. Alright. I hate that there is no connection to the Millers on the square these days. Me too, I love the Millers. Darren, Mickey and Dawn all really
I think the Millers were the Taylors essentially. That's how I described the Millers to anybody who didn't know it. The dad was a lazy layabout, didn't ever get a job. The best you had was Mickey, who was at least lovable, played by Joe Swash, who breeds. That's probably his main characteristic these days. It's him and Stacey Solomon having a hell of a family. You also had Dawn. You had Dawn Swan, who was kind of tangentially involved, and she was a cool character. She had probably the most famous bit was her affair with Phil, where she thought she was gonna Phil was just using her for sex essentially, and she was like, "All right, I'll choose you, Phil. I'll choose you over Gary." And then Phil went, "You're fit, but I'm not interested in you like that." And so she went to Gary, and they lived happily ever after, and they swanned off in a boat. And you had Minty cry because his best mate left him. I'm not saying Harvey and Minty would be fucking great friends. But Harvey and Minty would be perfect for each other.
My mum and I want Mickey to return. I'm sure it could happen. Joe Swash, was involved in that sick reveal special. You kind of need a lovable guy, harmlessly dim-witted guy like him on the show. On the square, we've had variations over time. It's Ricky, Minty, Fatboy, Robbie. Oh, Robbie Jackson. Oh. I suppose the closest these days is Freddie, but he's a bit young still. Maybe Mickey might come back for Martin's real 40th. I've vague recollection they were friends.
I don't think so.
It would be easy enough to have Mickey involved with Big Mo's schemes. Zarzar is definitely never returning. Not now all the Carters, with the exception of Linda and Johnny, are gone.
I mean, it's also because somehow they managed to have her and Tina never interact, which was quite impressive, because obviously that's Tina's kid. Zaza is Tina's daughter, and they never interacted on screen. Like,
100%, and I'm gutted. If the perfect opportunity to give her a short stint after Tina's death, even if relationship with her was stranded. In fact, Tina was in the show for nearly a decade, and they never brought her daughter in. It's kind of a shame. They very easily could have recast her. Oh, Ash is being here. Ash, they want you back. I'd like Ash back, especially considering that Suki is officially out and proud. We're all overdue a conversation between these two. Suki giving Ash the biggest apology for how she treated her for being attracted to women. Not sure if Ash is a lesbian or bisexual. He's asexual.
I'm ace actually. Thank you. There we are. That's the joke. Knocked it out of the park.
Because she had a relationship with both. Wrong. He's asexual. He has a relationship for everyone, but he does not want sex. He just wants to hold hands. Social distancing.
I don't want that either.
He wants to hold hands.
Don't fucking touch me.
He wants to hold hands but wear gloves. And while you wear gloves, he wants you to wear an extra pair of gloves, and then another pair of gloves, and another pair of gloves. And for Suki to explain why she gave Ash hell, I'd like Ash to respond kind of like how Patrick and Yolande confided in him about Clayton. Go through every single emotion. Ash needs to show anger, confusion, sadness, acceptance, forgiveness, the whole emotional salad. Suki by right does most of the square and apology tour, and I'm surprised when Eve got together with her and with the six that Suki didn't apologize.
Get that fucking salad out, boys.
Bit late, mate, aren't you? They're a bit fucking late. Get together with her and the six that Suki didn't apologize to Stacey for how she treated her as a tenant. Apologized to Jean when she faked cancer. But Ash deserves the ultimate apology. Disowning of her sexuality for faking cancer, emotionally blackmailing her for being the reason why one brother is dead and the other brother was like a father to her, is languishing in prison. Rainey and Stuart. Yes.
I love Stuart. Fuck Rainey. Rainey's never coming back. I hate Rainey. Fucking hate that character. I love Stuart. I hate Rainey.
They were entertaining and the actors bounced off each other so well. They ever bring Grant back, I'd love Nigel to be involved as well.
I just hate how they... I hate how they just made Rainey and Stuart. Yeah, sure, they are unhinged, but they are also just weird. Where you had like Rainey putting like tomato sauce on ice cream, and I'm like, lumpy bitch.
Tamar, he was big enough, but I don't think he has enough links to return. I miss him.
He's also a bit too famous.
He was always good for a laugh. Yes, I read somewhere he argued he played his character like the only straight man in a comedy, wandering around bewildered, all the mad plot happening left, right, and centre.
I will say he was incredibly good at delivering one-liners. Like, if that was his purpose, he fucking nailed it every single time. But yeah, Himesh Patel is famous. He's in movies. He's in TV shows. He's fucking... Maybe he comes back like Masood did. You know, because obviously the actor who played Masood was also a fucking... He was also a fucking, like, pretty prolific actor, so... It would be pretty cool if we kind of got something that paralleled Masood and Zainab's entrance with Tamwa, and you have him with a family. Maybe him and Nancy reconvene off screen. Maybe they don't have kids because Nancy didn't want kids, but you know, it would be interesting.
Wasn't Tamwa like in the Beatles movie?
Yeah, he was in Yesterday.
Yeah, and he met John Lennon, and he absolutely freaked out. Well, he met John Lennon. He did. Just for anyone confused who actually think he met the actual John Lennon. That was me. I was the one confused in the cinema, like, holy shit, John Lennon's alive. Holy shit.
He's been alive the whole time.
Holy shit, I did not know. Holy shit. Imagine you're in the cinema dumbfounded because you see fucking John Lennon alive. Like, Mom, I told you he's not dead. The conspiracies were true.
I've still been getting his newsletter, man. Who's writing that shit?
It's fucking Yoko. Oh no, like just depressed. Like, oh, for fuck's sake. I've got one guy still signed up for this shit. Why? Dawn Swan, the woman at the centre of the Mad May storyline, and Jace will be the stepmother / mother figure, ended up sailing off in the sunset. And freaking Gary, of all people.
Yeah, it's a weird mixture. You have Dawn, who is this incredibly attractive woman, and she settles down with Gary, who probably looks like leather.
Fat Boy.
Yeah, sure.
Kaylee Shirley as Carly Witch.
I didn't really see her much.
She's in Casualty.
Sure, I guess.
She's doing a great job. I'd love to see her again in EE. She's stunning. I hope she returns. Matthew Rose, he was a pretty normal, geeky teenager, and Steve destroyed him during and after Saka's murder. I hope he found Sakia's murder. I hope he found some happiness wherever he ended up. Could have brought him back for the revenge on Hunter when he was knocking about. I'd really like Keegan. I'd love him to at least pop back. I'd also like Lucas back someday.
Oh. Yeah, I also 100% agree that Keegan should return. Like, Keegan and Tiff have to return at some point, right? Like, they really do. It would be criminal if they don't.
I'd also like Lucas back someday. Eye candy.
He is a sexy man.
Sexy bald man. As a good guy and be a real supporter to Chelsea, I feel like the show needs a few engine characters.
Benign. Just kind of like the beige. That's how I describe it.
No huge story.
No, well, it does say benign, but you know, that's the general idea. You want some characters who are just there, just live in there, really.
Just people living their lives among all the murderers, villains, and cheats. A bit of balance, if you like. Jag Moon. I would love to know properly what happened to him. They just left thinking he was killed, but never really confirmed it. Jodie and Vanessa Gold. Honey's dad, just watching drama at the moment. Not that it's possible anyway, of course. Terry Raymond, Pepe DeMarco, Dan Sullivan, Vicky Fowler, Terry Raymond was a legend. The actor who played Honey's dad is dead in real life, so it's definitely not possible. I heard rumours a couple of years ago that Pepe was coming back. The actor himself probably made that up. I think that's
I would say that I'd say bring back Michelle Fowler, but she still is such a high profile character that you don't really want to bring her back in a way.
They did bring her back.
If we don't talk about that one.
So that's any final thoughts? Any final thoughts before I leave the people?
Not particularly. Do I have anything interesting? Fat Boy, do it.